All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're looking at natural remedies, and specifically one that's popped up that's supposedly good for stroke recovery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we got this recipe sent in from a listener, and I gotta say, it's not your typical everyday stuff.
You mean like turmeric and ginger? What kind of stuff are we talking about?
Oh no, nothing that mainstream.
Okay.
This one has precases, limes, and get this, avocado seeds.
Avocado seeds, huh? I usually just toss those.
Yeah, I know, right? Not something you see in your average smoothie recipe.
Definitely not.
So let's break it down and see what the science says about these ingredients, especially for stroke recovery.
Sounds good.
Okay, first up, prekese. Now, I got to be honest, I had to look this one up. What is prekese? Some kind of fruit.
Prekese, or tetraptera. It's actually a plant.
A plant, okay.
Yeah, it's native to West Africa, pretty common in their dishes and traditional medicine there.
I see. So how does it supposedly help with stroke recovery?
Well, there's some research that suggests prekese has some pretty strong anti-inflammatory properties.
Anti-inflammatory, so that makes sense.
Yeah, inflammation plays a big role after a stroke, so anything to help with that could be beneficial.
Right.
And there was even one study, it was in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, where they found that prekese extract actually improved blood flow in rats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after they induced a stroke in them.
So it actually helped with circulation after a stroke.
That's what the study suggests, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so prekese. We'll keep an eye on that one. Now, limes, those are a bit more familiar. Lots of vitamin C, right?
Right, yeah, limes are packed with vitamin C, which is a powerful antioxidant. And antioxidants, they're crucial for protecting your cells from damage.
Especially the damage caused by a stroke, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Stroke recovery is all about minimizing damage and promoting healing.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, now the one that really threw me for a loop, avocado seeds.
I know, right? You don't usually think of them as being good for anything.
Definitely not. Usually straight to the compost bin.
But turns out they're full of antioxidants.
Seriously?
Yeah, even more than the avocado flesh itself.
That's surprising.
It is. And there's some research suggesting that those antioxidants could help with something really important after a stroke: nerve cell regeneration.
So helping those damaged cells actually heal.
That's the idea, yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. So we've got precates potentially helping with blood flow, limes with their antioxidants, and avocado seeds maybe even promoting cell regeneration.
Yeah, it's like each ingredient is targeting a different aspect of stroke recovery.
A multi-pronged approach.
Exactly.
But the big question I have is, does it all actually work together? I mean, just because these ingredients might have individual benefits, does that mean they're effective in this specific combination?
That's a great question, and honestly, that's where we need to exercise some caution.
Right.
While the research on the individual ingredients is promising, there isn't a lot of evidence yet to support this specific remedy for stroke recovery.
So we can't say for sure if it's effective or not. And I guess that also means we don't know about potential side effects or anything like that either.
Yeah, and that's really important to keep in mind.
So what would you say to someone who's maybe thinking about trying this remedy?
First and foremost, it's crucial to talk to your doctor.
Definitely.
Like, especially if you're already on medication for stroke recovery.
Right, because there could be interactions.
Exactly. You want to make sure this remedy wouldn't interfere with any other treatments.
Makes sense. So more of a complementary approach than a standalone treatment.
I think that's the safest way to think about it, yeah.
Okay. And there's something else you mentioned before we started recording that I think is really important here.
What's that?
The source of the remedy, like where you're getting it from.
Oh, that's super important.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that?
Well, when it comes to natural remedies, especially something like this that's a bit more complex, finding a qualified natural herbal practitioner is a must.
Okay, so not just grabbing some prekese from the grocery store and whipping something up at home.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So what can a natural herbal practitioner offer that I wouldn't get from just doing some research online?
Well, for one thing, they have the expertise to assess your individual needs.
Okay.
They can take your health history into account, any other conditions you might have, and make sure this remedy is actually appropriate for you.
So like a personalized assessment.
Yeah, and they can also help you figure out the right dosage, how to prepare it safely, all that good stuff.
So they're really taking a holistic approach.
Exactly. They're looking at the whole picture, not just the individual ingredients.
That makes a lot of sense. So I guess the takeaway here is natural remedies can be intriguing and they can potentially have some really cool benefits, but it's essential to approach them with caution and a good dose of common sense.
Could you agree more? We always have to remember that knowledge is power when it comes to our health.
Absolutely. Doing your research, talking to the right professionals, those are key steps in making informed decisions.
Right. And when it comes to something as serious as stroke recovery, you definitely don't want to be taking any unnecessary risks.
Exactly. So if you're considering trying this or any other natural remedy, definitely talk to your doctor first and see if it's right for you.
And don't be afraid to seek out a qualified natural herbal practitioner as well. They can be a valuable resource.
Absolutely. Well, I think that just about wraps it up for this deep dive. Lots to think about here.
Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating topic. It's great to see how traditional knowledge and modern science can intersect.
Totally. And hopefully this deep dive has given our listeners some food for thought. Always keep learning, keep asking questions.
That's the key, yeah. There's so much information out there about natural remedies, but it's all about using that information wisely.
Well said. All right, thanks for joining me for another deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.